Welcome back, kindergarten friends. It's so nice to have you back for Miss Cindy's kindergarten reading class. Our lessons are taken from Tennessee Foundational Skills Curriculum Supplement. And our objectives for today for Lesson 7 are listed here. For today's lesson, we will need a small crayon, our work mat, 4 small cubes or any small items, Worksheet 7.1, Worksheet 7.2, and Worksheet 7.3. Today's lesson is around phonological awareness, and phonological awareness means things that we can hear. This may mean environmental noises, all the sounds that we hear around us, or it may mean that we can hear words within sentences. For today's warm-up, let's start with counting our fingers. Fingers ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fingers down. Last time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fabulous! Our next activity for today is moving forward for noises. We've done this activity before where we listen for a sound and then we would move a cube forward. So in today's lesson, it actually calls for us to stand up, and when you hear the sound, you're going to take a step forward. So I'm going to switch us over to our manipulative camera so that you can see the cubes that I have ready for today. So with these cubes, notice that they have people. I have friends on my cubes today. And we're going to pretend like these are our classmates. And as we play the different instrument sounds, I'm going to have these people pretend to step forward onto our mat. If we were in a classroom and there were 4 or 5 of us together, we could actually take a step forward. But since we're doing this over the computer, we will use our friends on our blocks for this activity. Okay, let's get our musical instruments ready. Now, for this activity, we will move our friend forward 1 step for each different sound we hear. So each different sound that we hear. I'm going to line them all up here, and we're ready to listen. Listen close to see how many sounds we hear before the sounds stop. Ready? I think that's all. How many different sounds did we hear that time? That's right, we heard 3 different sounds, 1 represented by each cube. Let's move our friends back to the side. And let's try this again. Ready? many did you hear that time? 3 again. That's right. 1, 2, 3 of our friends stepped forward as we played those different sounds. Last one. Ready? I don't hear any more. How many did you hear that time? That's right. 2 sounds. We heard the tambourine and one person stepped forward. And we heard the maraca and another person stepped forward. So we heard 2 sounds, the tambourine and the maracas. Fantastic job with that activity. Move these out of our way. Move our instruments out of our way. And for our next activity, we're going to do a teacher-student echo activity. Have you ever been in maybe a cave and you hollered out and you heard the sound come back to you? So an echo is that sound that comes back to you. If you say, hello, and it says hello back to you, that's an echo. So today you'll be echoing what I'm saying. Okay, so I will read either a sentence or possibly just a phrase. You'll repeat that phrase. And as you repeat that phrase, for each individual word, we're going to clap. Let me give you an example. Here's an example. The big cat. And then we would say it together, and we would clap as we heard each sound. So we would say, the big cat. And then we would say, how many sounds were in that phrase? There were 3 sounds in that phrase, or 3 words in that phrase. Would you like to try some with me? Okay. Here's our second one. The small house. Say it with me now. Let's clap it. The small house. How many words in that phrase? 3. That's right. 3 in that one. Ready for another one? I love you. Repeat it after me and clap. I love you. 3 again. Here's another one. It is hot. It is hot. How many? 3. That's right. All right, you ready for our next one? Number 5. We can play games. We can play games. 4 in that one. 4 words in that sentence. We can play games. Number 6. We are in class. Clap it with me. We are in class. 4 in that one. What a great job. Remember, for each one you repeat, then you clap them out with me. Ready for number 7? Here we go. The girls can clap. Ready? The girls can clap. How many? 4 in that one. That's right. Number 8. The desks are all clear. Clap it with me. The desks are all clear. How many in that one? That's right. There were 5. 5 words in that sentence. The desks are all clear. Here's our next sentence. The books are all here. Say it with me and let's clap it. The books books are all here. How many in that one? That's right, there are 5 in that one. Last one. The room is so clean. Say it with me and clap it. The room is so clean. How many? That's right, there were 5 in that one. What a fabulous job clapping out and determining how many individual words we heard in those sentences and in those phrases. That was a magnificent job, my kindergarten friends. Our next activity is our drawing time. So for our drawing time today, we're going to be drawing diagonal lines. And diagonal lines are going to prepare us to write the letters K, the letter V and W, the letters Y, and also the letters Z. Those all contain diagonal lines. Say that word with me. Diagonal. Say it again. Diagonal. That's a great job. That's a really big word for a kindergarten friend. The word diagonal. And diagonal lines only mean that those lines slant. They slant either downward or upward. They may slant to the left. They may slant to the right. So I'm going to go to our chart paper and show you some diagonal lines. Now as I write these diagonal lines on the chart paper, I want you to get your sky pencils ready. Remember with our sky pencils, 2 fingers are our pointers. And as we hold those out, we put our hand in under our elbow. And you trace as I draw these lines on our chart paper. Ready? So for a diagonal line, I'm going to start in the left top corner. Remember, this is the top of our paper. Where's the bottom of my paper? Can you point to the bottom of my paper? That's right. This is the bottom of my paper. Where would be the left side of my paper? Can you point to there? That's right. This is the left side. And where would be the right side of my paper? Yes, this is the right side of my paper. And the area in the middle is called what? That's right, the middle. The middle. So I'm going to take my crayon, using my tripod grip, start in my left top corner, and I'm going to make a diagonal line that comes down towards the right side of my paper. This is a diagonal line because it slants down my paper. We could also take and draw a diagonal line from the right-hand side over to the left-hand side of my paper as well. So a diagonal line could also look like this. These are diagonal lines because they slant across the page. If you would like, take 2 fingers on your tabletop, flip this over, and you can actually practice making diagonal lines across the table. You don't have to have a page to put them on. You can just do them on the table. Diagonal lines, lines that slant across the page. They might slant this way. They might slant this way. Practice for a moment diagonal lines with your 2 fingers. Good job practicing those. Speaking of practicing, it's time for us to practice with our worksheet. Get a camera here so that you can see. So houses on my work. Oh dear. What do I notice about my houses? My houses have no roofs. Oh dear. These houses will definitely need a roof. I can start at the star on the top, and I can draw my line diagonally to the top of the house. On the other side, start at the star again and draw my line diagonally to the other side of the house. Can you draw diagonal lines on the tops of your houses, making roofs for each house? Do that with me now. Draw diagonal lines starting at the star and going to the top of the roof. Now my top row have roofs. Now I can practice on my bottom row of houses, starting with the star, using my tripod grip. To make diagonal lines as roofs for my houses. That's an amazing job you're doing with those. Now on your homework, worksheet, there are also houses on the back. You can do those. You can pause now and do those, or you can wait till later and do those. I'm going to push this aside, and I'm going to get our next activity ready, which is our tracking practice. Now, if you remember a few days ago, we did a tracking practice. And what we did was we started on the star. We started with the star and we went across the page looking at each picture and naming the picture as we came to it. So what I'd like for you to do is to take your pointer finger and point to the star at the top of the page. Have you found it? The star at the top of the page. This is where we'll start. Now, I want us to look at each picture. What is that first picture of? What's the first picture beside the star? That's right, it's a mouse. So this is a mouse. What's the next picture? A dog, that's right. And the next one? A cat. And the next one? A tree, that's right. So let's start back. Put your pointer finger on the star, and we'll read them. This time I won't ask what each picture is, you'll know. And we'll just read each picture across the page. We'll track it across the page, going from the left to the right. Pointer finger on the first star at the top. Say these with me. Point to each one. You ready? Mouse, dog, cat, tree. Oh, what an awesome job on that first row. Let's find the second row, the second star. Put your pointer finger on the second star. We're going to track this row. Ready? That's the first picture. Dog, then tree, mouse, and cat. Very good. That was a fabulous job on that second row. Ready for the third row? Third star down. 1, 2, 3. Here's my third star down. I'm going to track this row. Ready? Tree, cat, dog, mouse. What an excellent job. Last row. Ready? First picture, cat, mouse, tree, dog. Oh, that was outstanding. That was absolutely outstanding. Now, if you'll flip it over to the back, let's do our next row. Ready? Pointer finger on the first star. Dog, mouse, cat, tree. Remember, we're moving across the row, working our way down the page. From the top to the bottom. From the left to the right. Let's do our second row. Put your finger on the second star. Ready? Dog, tree, cat, mouse. Oh, that was magnificent. Third star down. 1, 2, 3. This one. Got your finger on it? Okay. First picture. Tree, mouse, dog, cat. Last row. Mouse, cat, tree, dog. What a magnificent job you did on that tracking activity. You will be reading in no time. What a magnificent job with that. Okay, so our last thing for today is your homework activity. And you have a take-home page for your family member that has stars. And the back of the page probably has lots more stars. There's a tiny star at the top where you'll begin your diagonal lines. You'll draw your diagonal lines at the top of each one of these stars. And that concludes our lesson for today. I had a great time. Hope you had fun today too. And I will see you again real soon. Bye, kindergarten friend. We have one last one, and you're going to like this one. These are called silly sentences. So this is our sounds first activity 4 for today. Ready? So with these, I'll read you a silly sentence, and then you'll say this silly sentence back to me. Okay? And the sentence is, many merry men made movies. Now when I say merry, I say many merry men. The word merry there means happy, right? They were happy, they were joyful. So many merry men made movies. Would you like to say that with me? It's almost a tongue twister, isn't it? Ready? Many merry men made movies. Say it again. Many merry men made movies. Ready? One more time. Many merry men made movies. So each day we'll learn a new one of these little fun activities or fun sentences, silly sentences really. And then all throughout the day, you can just walk up to someone and say, you know, many merry men made movies. And they'll say, what? And you say, oh, never mind. It was just a silly sentence. But we can practice those different sentences all throughout the day if we like.